former chief of staff of Donald Trump has basically admitted guilty. Guilty, guilty. I did it. It's me, Judge. The only thing I'm asking you to do, please don't let that black woman prosecute me in Fulton County. Can you please send this case to an old white federal judge? I kid you not. Put up. Let's go to the video. Here it is.
Mr. President, everybody is on the line, and just so, this is Mark Meadows, the Chief of Staff.
When the president asked for additional votes to overturn the election.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
Meadows, who unexpectedly took the stand today, testified that he organized the call as a federal official, acting under color of his office. Former Justice Department official Tom Dupree said Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis can easily dispute that.
She's arguing that he went way beyond what a chief of staff is expected to do or is even legally permitted to do, that he was engaged in political behavior, which chiefs of staff can't do. It's certainly not part of their official duties.
Oh, isn't that something? Put up his picture. Full mask. This is going to be an interesting background. So Mark Meadows actually testified in court this week that actions detailed in a sweeping indictment that accuses him of participating in a legal conspiracy to overturn then President Donald Trump's 2020 election loss were all simply part of his job as White House Chief of Staff. Attorneys for the former White House Chief of Staff deployed what some experts consider to be a risky strategy, more than risky. This is an insane strategy, but I'm loving it. Putting their client on the stand to testify about what he did after the 2020 election. At first, no one was sure Meadows would even attend the hearing. Instead, he did even more, answering questions from his attorneys and prosecutors about decisions that now have him indicted. The extraordinary testimony came in the first courtroom skirmish in a case that's likely to have many. Meadows' claims were part of an argument that the case should be moved to a state court, from a state court, to a federal court. U.S. District Judge Steve Jones did not immediately rule, all right? So as Trump was consumed by claims of widespread election fraud in the weeks after his 2020 loss, the former top presidential aide said it was difficult to focus on the things that needed to be done to wind down the presidency. As a result, Meadows said he took actions to determine whether the allegations were true, including actions prosecutors alleged were improper. Meadows said he didn't believe he did anything that was outside of my scope as chief of staff. So during the hearing, Meadows' attorney, George J. Terwilliger, called his client to the stand and asked about his duties while being the chief of staff. The lawyer then walked him through the acts alleged in the indictment to ask if he had done those as part of his job. For most of the acts listed, Meadows said he had performed them as part of his official duties. In cross-examination, the prosecutor and across ticked through the same acts. To ask Meadows what federal policy was being advanced on each item. He said repeatedly that the federal interest was in ensuring accurate and fair elections, but she accused him several times of not answering her question. So this goes back and forth. Meadows testified that he was acting under the color of a federal officer when he tried to get the Georgia officials to retract their belief that Joe Biden was the lawful winner, et cetera, et cetera. So let me say this. I love it when people overestimate their intelligence here, okay? The man literally admitted to everything against him. As a matter of fact, the legal expert who was consulted right after the testimony for the local news, when posed the question, the legal expert for the local news channel said, the man has admitted to everything against him. That was the answer. Like, what else is there? The man has literally said, I did it, but I did it for this reason. And because I did it for this reason, you need to now send my case to a federal court because I was acting as a federal officer when I did it. Well, here's the problem. Number one, you violated the Hatch Act. You see, if your actions were lawful, sir, they would in fact be covered under federal jurisdiction. But even if that's the case, you decided to hop your happy ass to Cobb County, Georgia, and engage in criminality, according to the prosecutor, which gives the Fulton County prosecutor, guess what? It gives them jurisdiction, because under the State RICO Act, crimes outside of Fulton County within the state of Georgia can be considered. I don't think your attorneys broke that part down to you. You have now pleaded guilty without pleading guilty. You also threw Trump under the bus, probably, once again, overestimating your intelligence here. You said that he told you this is what needs to happen. So either A, he's directing it, or B, he's in agreement. But you made it clear you were doing this as what? Part of your job. Who do you work for? Donald Trump. I'm loving this case already. These are beautiful things. They're giving us nuggets here. And then last, but definitely not least, they questioned Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, Chief Elections Officer who received that phone call. Brad is posed the question, hey, Brad, when you were talking to, Meadows, did you think you were talking to a federal officer? No. His response, no. Let the games begin, gentlemen. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
People who overestimate their intelligence usually haven't been challenged, rather they've been anointed, and that's generally what happens. You are closer to the law, obviously, Doc, than I am, but among the things Mark Meadows is charged with is basically being a mail Karen, okay?
Right.
You don't got no election business down here in the state of Georgia.
Right.
Karen.
Yeah.
But you tried it, you got turned away. And now,
yeah.
look at you.
Look at you now.